Airports are supposed to feel safe, efficient, modern, and protected by layers of security. But that's the illusion, because beneath the polished floors and friendly uniforms, airports have quietly become some of the easiest places in the world to get scammed. Not in dark alleys or shady corners, right there at the gate, the cafe, or the charging station. In this video, we're uncovering 15 airport scams that target senior travelers more than anyone else. Scams so convincing, so perfectly designed that even from fake Wi-Fi to helpful baggage handlers, every single trick you'll hear today begins with the same thing: trust. And the first one, let's just say, it hides in something so ordinary you probably used it on your last trip without a second thought. Before we start, think about this. What's the most suspicious thing you've ever noticed at an airport? A stranger being a little too helpful? A payment that didn't feel right? Drop it in the comments. You might save someone else from learning the hard way. Number 1. The QR code scam. It starts with something we barely think about anymore. That small black and white square we scan dozens of times a week. At the airport, they're everywhere. Cafe menus, boarding pass check-ins, free Wi-Fi signs, even charity posters. They look official, printed, harmless. And that's exactly what makes them the perfect disguise. Scammers call it quishing. They print their own malicious QR codes and quietly stick them over the real ones. To the naked eye, it's impossible to tell the difference. The colors, the shapes, even the paper look identical. But one scan takes you somewhere you don't intend to go. Instead of a flight info page or free Wi-Fi, your phone opens a fake website designed to collect whatever it can. Passwords, banking info, maybe even instant access to your digital wallet. It doesn't feel like being scammed. There's no confrontation, no warning sign, no suspicious stranger. You simply take out your phone, scan, tap, and in a few seconds you've handed over your data without ever realizing it. For seniors, this kind of trick is especially cruel. It preys on routine. Airports encourage you to scan, download, and check in online. Scammers just join the system. The fix isn't complicated. Before you scan, check if the code looks tampered with, a sticker on top of another, slightly off alignment, or placed somewhere it shouldn't be. If something feels wrong, don't scan it. Ask staff for the official link or type it in manually. One extra step can save a long nightmare later. And while this scam hides behind convenience, the next one hides behind something we all rely on: connection. Number 2. The free Wi-Fi trap. Airports are giant waiting rooms, and free Wi-Fi feels like a lifeline. You've got time to kill, maybe a few emails to check, or you just want to scroll through pictures of your grandkids. So when you see a network called airport_free_Wi-Fi, you connect without thinking twice. That's exactly what scammers are counting on. They create fake hotspots called evil twins with names almost identical to the real airport networks. One missing underscore, one extra dash, barely noticeable. But the moment you connect, you're no longer surfing the internet. You're handing control of your device to someone sitting quietly nearby with a laptop and a grin. Through that fake network, they can watch everything you do: logins, messages, even online banking. Sometimes they inject ads or fake pop-ups asking you to re-enter your password. And once you do, it's theirs. The cruel genius of this scam is how invisible it is. Your phone says you're connected, your browser loads just fine, and everything looks normal. Until later, when your accounts start acting strange or your credit card flags charges you never made. To stay safe, always double-check the exact name of the network before connecting. Most airports list the official one on digital screens or information desks. Use only that. Avoid any that don't require a password. And if you can, use mobile data or a personal hotspot instead. It might cost a few dollars, but it's cheaper than a stolen identity. The truth is, Wi-Fi isn't always free. Sometimes you pay for it in ways you'll never see coming. And just like the fake networks, the next scam is built on something that looks helpful on the surface: a little port promising free power. Number 3. The USB charging scam. You've just landed after a long flight. Your phone's battery is clinging to 3%, and there it is, the glowing promise of salvation: a free USB charging station. It's the airport equivalent of an oasis. You plug in, sigh with relief, and maybe check your messages while your phone drinks up power. But sometimes that juice comes with a hidden price tag. This trick is known as juice jacking. Behind the convenience of that public port, a tiny device can be waiting, quietly transferring malware into your phone or siphoning out your private data while you're distracted. You won't won't see a warning or a notification. The screen looks normal, but beneath the surface, your photos, passwords, even saved payment info can be copied in seconds. What makes this scam so dangerous is how completely ordinary it looks. No shady person involved, no fake sign, just you, your tired phone, and a bad decision disguised as convenience. For senior travelers, it's especially risky. Airports practically invite you to use those ports with bright signs saying free charging. In reality, it's like plugging your phone into a stranger's laptop. The safest move: always carry your own wall charger and use a regular electrical outlet instead of USB ports. A small power bank is also worth its weight in gold when traveling. And if you absolutely must use a public USB, get a data blocker adapter. It lets electricity flow but blocks any data transfer. Think of it as a lock for your digital life. The lesson here is simple: free power isn't free. And while this scam hides behind helpful technology, the next one hides in something far more physical: the machines that handle your money. Number 4. Card skimmers and shimmers. You may never notice them. They're designed that way: tiny, precise, and invisible unless you're looking for trouble. At first glance, the ATM or payment kiosk appears exactly as it should: polished, well lit, and stamped with a bank or brand you trust. But hidden inside the card slot or slipped over, the reader sits a thin device that quietly copies every bit of information from your card's chip or magnetic stripe. The newest variants, called shimmers, are nearly paper thin and sit deeper in the slot, harvesting chip data without wobbling or obvious damage. Airports are ideal for this work: lots of passengers, short attention spans, and machines that get heavy use. The perfect cover for a skimmer to ply its trade for days or weeks before anyone notices. Once crooks have captured your data, they can clone cards, drain accounts, or sell the information to buyers who turn it into immediate fraud. Recovery can be slow and painful. Disputed transactions, canceled cards, and time spent untangling identity theft. Simple checks make a big difference. Run your finger along the card slot and keypad. Anything loose or misaligned is a red flag. Prefer ATMs inside bank branches or staffed areas, and favor contactless tap payments whenever possible. If you must use a machine, watch for small changes, different fonts, extra stickers, or odd seams around the reader. Enable instant alerts on your bank account so you'll see unauthorized activity the moment it happens. A little attention here prevents a lot of headache later. And while this scam steals physical card data, the next one steals a different kind of currency: information captured in a single photo. Number 5. The boarding pass leak. Everyone loves to share a little excitement before a trip. You've packed, checked in, and you're finally heading somewhere warm and peaceful. So you take a quick photo of your boarding pass. Maybe you post it online or send it to family to show you're on your way. It feels innocent, almost like tradition. But that photo carries more than just your name and seat number. The barcode printed on it contains personal data most travelers never think about: your booking code, frequent flyer number, flight details, and sometimes even your email address or phone number. Scammers don't need to steal your bag or your wallet to use that information. With a simple barcode reader, something anyone can find for free online, they can access your booking, cancel your flight, or move your seat. Some use it to claim fake refunds or steal reward miles. Others sell your information on dark web marketplaces, where even a single boarding pass can be worth something to someone looking to piece together an identity. And it's not just about photos. Many people toss their printed passes in the trash, leave them on cafe tables, or let them poke out of open bags while walking through terminals. To a scammer, that's an open invitation. A quick snapshot is all it takes. The solution is simple: never post your boarding pass, even after your flight. Keep it with you until you're home, then shred it before throwing it away. If you use a mobile pass, lock your phone and never show it to anyone except airline staff. The less you share, the safer you are. This one's sneaky because it doesn't feel like a scam. It feels like excitement. But the next one, it plays on something even stronger: comfort, luxury, and the promise of special treatment that isn't what it seems. Number 6. Fake VIP lounge offers. Everyone loves a little comfort before a flight, a quiet seat, free snacks, maybe a glass of wine while the rest of the terminal hums with noise. And scammers know it. They've turned the idea of exclusive access into one of the most common traps targeting older travelers. Here's how it usually goes. You see an ad online or get an email claiming 50% off senior lounge passes or VIP access with this app. It looks legitimate. Same colors, same logos as the airport or an airline. You click, maybe download something, maybe pay a small fee. But the lounge doesn't exist, the app isn't real, and the charge on your card goes straight to a criminal's account. In some cases, scammers even set up fake lounge check-in desks near gates or baggage areas, complete with uniforms and signs. They approach seniors, offer special deals, and walk off with the money before you realize the lounge is on a different floor, or not real at all. The trick works because it feels official. When you're surrounded by staff badges, uniforms, and printed signs, your guard drops. The promise of peace and quiet before a long flight doesn't sound suspicious. It sounds deserved. The best defense? Only buy lounge access through verified airline counters, official apps, or trusted travel programs. Avoid third-party offers, especially anything that appears in random emails or QR codes posted on signs. Real lounges never require on-the-spot cash or one-time deals from roaming agents. The idea of a calm private space can be hard to resist when the terminal is packed and noisy, but when luxury finds you instead of the other way around, it's time to be skeptical. And while this scam sells fake comfort, the next one sells fake kindness, the kind that walks off with your luggage. Number 7. The fake porter hustle. You step out into the baggage hall still carrying the aftertaste of the flight, stiff neck, a fold of sleep in your eye, the slow-mo feeling of finally being on solid ground. That's when someone appears, a tidy vest, a polite smile, a hand outstretched toward your suitcase. He talks fast about saving you time, just a small fee, and before you know it, your bag is rolling away with a stranger in front of a crowd that somehow feels both protective and indifferent. This scam isn't clever because it's flashy. It's clever because it's believable. Airports train you to accept help. Bellboys, porters, attendants, people who make travel easier. The fake porter borrows that script and performs it with confidence. He knows how to stand, what to say, and exactly when to move so that you'll assume everything's fine. Sometimes the demand is brazen, an outrageous tip extracted with a grin. Other times it's quieter. The bag vanishes into a group, or help becomes theft when the helper simply walks away. What makes it worse is how quickly the moment passes. You remember the kindness first, then the missing suitcase. By the time anger arrives, the person is gone, and the terminal is once again full of people who all look the same. So how do you respond without sounding paranoid? Not with a list of rules, but with a small, steady habit. Keep one hand on what's yours. Let someone lift or steer, but keep your grip. If help is offered, ask for an ID or ask the attendant at the official desk to call someone over. If you decline, do it with the same calm you'd use when refusing a doorstep salesman. Polite, certain, final. And while this plays out in the physical world, the next trick works on attention in a different way. It creates a mess you'll instinctively move toward, and someone else will move through you. Number 8. The distraction pickpocket trick. It usually happens in a heartbeat, fast, confusing, and designed to feel like an accident. You're standing in line at check-in or waiting at the security belt when someone in front of you drops a handful of coins. They bend down, you step aside, and for a few seconds your focus shifts to being polite instead of being alert. That's all it takes. When you stand back up, your wallet, phone, or passport might already be gone. Pickpockets have turned distraction into choreography. Some spill a drink, some bump into you, some pretend to argue with a partner just close enough for you to watch. Airports are perfect for it. Crowded, noisy, full of travelers who are stressed, tired, and juggling too many things at once. One distracts, another collects. They move with confidence, disappearing into the flow of passengers before you even know what happened. It's why security cameras rarely catch them in time. By the moment you realize your pocket feels lighter, they're already boarding a different flight. There's no need to be suspicious of everyone, but awareness changes everything. Keep your valuables in inside pockets or money belts, never in open bags. If something sudden happens near you, a spill, a dropped item, a stranger asking for quick help, your first instinct should be to check what's yours, not what's theirs. The irony of this scam is that it feeds on good manners. You're distracted because you care, and if that trick fails, don't worry. Scammers have a backup plan waiting in the terminal, one that doesn't rely on distraction at all, only on bad math and even worse exchange rates. Number 9. Currency exchange ripoffs. The airport exchange counter feels like the last box to tick before the trip really starts. You've made it through security, you've got an hour before boarding, and there's a bright little booth promising best rates in town. It looks official, professional, a smiling clerk behind glass, stacks of neat bills, a glowing sign that says no commission. It's comforting, familiar, and for many travelers, especially seniors, it feels like the safest place to swap cash. That confidence is exactly what makes it profitable. Here's the catch. Some exchange kiosks rely on confusion rather than deception. They advertise fair-sounding rates in big letters, but hide the real ones in tiny print or behind transaction fees. You hand over $100 and get back a wad of unfamiliar bills, only to realize later it's worth far less than you expected. Sometimes the bills themselves are counterfeit or outdated, mixed in with genuine ones so you won't notice. In a few airports, unlicensed stalls pop up near arrival gates, using names that sound almost identical to legitimate exchange companies. They count quickly, speak faster, and before you can double-check, your flight's boarding and your wallet's already lighter. The fix isn't complicated, but it requires patience. The one thing travelers rarely have left: know the approximate rate before you fly. Use official counters inside the terminal or ATMs located within banks, not in empty corners. Count your cash on the spot and don't be rushed by staff or a growing line behind you. Airport exchanges survive because they exploit one universal feeling: the rush to get moving. It's not theft in the classic sense, it's trust, quietly taxed. And once they've taken your money, the next group of scammers waits just outside the terminal, ready to overcharge you again, this time for the ride itself. Number 10. Taxi and rideshare scams. The real chaos doesn't happen inside the airport. It begins just outside the sliding doors. Horns, shouts, engines, a wall of heat and noise. You're surrounded by people waving signs, all promising a cheap, fast, comfortable ride. Some look professional, others just confident. One steps forward and says your name like you've met before. That's the moment it happens, the handoff between safe and stupidly expensive. Unlicensed taxis thrive on confusion. They know travelers want the quickest exit, not a negotiation. So they step in where the official queue is long, claiming they'll beat the traffic or save you money. Then come the tricks, the meter that mysteriously doesn't work, the fixed price that doubles halfway through the ride, or the scenic route that somehow loops around the same block twice. And when it's over, you're too tired to argue. Rideshare scams add another layer. Fake drivers linger near pickup zones, waiting to catch your eye before your real driver arrives. They might know your name, maybe even your destination overheard from other passengers. You climb in, the car moves, and only later do you realize nothing about it matches the app. There's no grand defense here, just awareness. Always use official taxi lines or app-based rides confirmed through your phone. Match the plate, the photo, the name. If someone insists on cash, that's your cue to walk away. This isn't the loudest or flashiest airport scam. It's just the one that keeps working day after day, because rushing feels natural and asking questions feels awkward. And when the ride ends, the next trick begins. The one waiting politely behind a rental counter, armed with paperwork and a smile. Number 11. Rental car ripoffs. The moment you reach the rental desk, it feels like you're finally in control again. No lines, no crowds, just paperwork, keys, and the the promise of freedom on 4 wheels. But the counter is another kind of trap, not as obvious as a pickpocket, but just as expensive. Rental scams don't snatch your wallet. They drain it slowly, hidden behind friendly service and fine print. It usually starts with a smile and a question. Would you like to add extra coverage? You say yes because it sounds responsible, and suddenly your total doubles. Some companies push unnecessary insurance, prepaid fuel packages, or GPS rentals that were already built into the car. Others are sneakier. They'll discover a new scratch when you return the vehicle, even if you took perfect care of it. You'll protest, they'll shrug, and the charge appears on your card a few days later. The trick works because you're tired, eager to get on the road, and the person across the counter seems so professional. But that's the show. Behind every upsell is a script built to make you feel unsure, as if saying no means you're taking a huge risk. The smart move? Take photos or a short video of the car before driving off. Every panel, every rim, every inch of the bumper. Confirm all damages are noted in the paperwork. Decline what you don't understand, and if something feels rushed, stop and read. The right agent won't mind. Rental desks are polite theaters of profit. They win by making you feel hurried and grateful. But the next scam plays on something stronger than confusion: respect. It comes with a uniform, a badge, and a voice that sounds official enough to make almost anyone obey. Number 12. Fake security or police fines. It starts with authority, a badge, a uniform, maybe even a walkie-talkie. Someone who looks official approaches you near security or the baggage area and says there's been an issue with your luggage, your documents, or your customs declaration. Their tone is calm, polite, but firm. They ask you to step aside just for a moment. You do, because that's what reasonable people do when someone looks like law enforcement. Then comes the twist: a supposed fine. Maybe you've carried a prohibited item. Maybe there's a paperwork error, or your bag needs to be cleared before boarding. They show you what looks like an official form and quietly request a payment, often in cash or through a quick mobile transfer. The story feels legitimate enough that many travelers, especially seniors raised to respect authority, pay without hesitation. The scammer pockets the cash, thanks you for your cooperation, and disappears into the crowd before you can even process what happened. Sometimes the fake officer doesn't want money, just your passport. They'll take it for verification, then vanish. By the time you report it, they're long gone, and you're suddenly a traveler with no identification in a foreign country. To avoid this, remember one simple rule: real police and airport security never collect cash fines on the spot, ever. If someone claims otherwise, ask to go with them to the nearest official office or information desk. Genuine staff will understand. Scammers will usually back off fast. This trick isn't about greed, it's about authority. It works because people are polite, cooperative, and afraid of causing trouble. And the next scam feeds on something similar. Not respect this time, but kindness. The kind that turns a favor into a nightmare. Number 13. The "can you carry this" scam. It usually starts with a smile. Polite, harmless, maybe even grateful. You're at the check-in line or near security when someone approaches you holding a small bag or package. They explain their suitcase is overweight, or they've got one extra item and ask if you could help by taking it in your carry-on. They seem nervous, friendly, and sincere. Maybe they're older too. Maybe they remind you of yourself. You want to help. That's exactly what they're counting on. What feels like kindness can spiral into a nightmare. Hidden inside that small favor might be illegal substances, stolen goods, or restricted items. Once it's in your luggage, it's yours in the eyes of airport security. And when scanners flag it, it's not the stranger being pulled aside, it's you. Countless travelers have been detained or even arrested this way, claiming they were just helping someone out. The law doesn't care about good intentions. It's one of those scams that doesn't need skill, just empathy. Scammers pick senior travelers because they're more likely to offer a hand, more likely to trust that a polite stranger wouldn't lie. But desperation, not danger, is what they fake best. So here's the truth: never carry anything that isn't yours. No exceptions, no matter how harmless it looks or how nice the person seems. Even a book, a sealed envelope, or a gift for a friend at arrivals can be a setup. If someone insists, direct them to the airline counter and walk away. Airports run on cooperation and trust, which makes them a perfect stage for deception. And while this scam preys on empathy, The next one takes something even more personal. Number 14. The luggage switch trick. It happens fast and it rarely looks suspicious. You're standing by the carousel, eyes darting between identical black suitcases sliding past. You grab what looks like yours. Same shape, same tag color, same worn handle. You turn to leave, relieved to finally be done with the trip. But a few steps later, you realize it's not your bag at all. Sometimes it's an honest mistake. Other times, it's exactly what a thief wanted you to do. Here's how it works. Scammers linger near baggage claim, watching for travelers who look tired or distracted. Seniors juggling multiple bags are prime targets. They pick a bag similar to yours, maybe even add a fake tag. And when you grab the wrong one, they quietly walk off with the real thing. Their version, they deliberately take your suitcase first, hoping you'll assume yours simply hasn't arrived yet. By the time you report it, they're gone, blending into the stream of passengers heading for the exit. The airport makes this scam easy. Everyone's rushing, luggage looks identical, and carousels are chaotic. That confusion is the thief's camouflage. And because the whole scene looks normal, even surveillance footage rarely helps much. To protect yourself, mark your bag with something distinctive, a bright strap, a colored tag, anything that stands out at a glance. Double-check your name tag before walking away, and never leave your luggage unattended, even for a second. If your bag doesn't appear after several rotations, go straight to the airline desk instead of waiting longer. It's the kind of scam that doesn't feel like a crime until much later, when you're standing in a hotel room, unzipping a stranger's suitcase and realizing your clothes, your medicine, your life for the next week are gone. You think about how ordinary it all looked, the carousel spinning, people smiling, the routine of it. That's what makes it work, the illusion of normal. And somewhere out there, someone's walking calmly through the terminal, dragging your luggage like it's always been theirs. Airports run on motion. Nobody stops long enough to question what's normal. And that's exactly where the final scam begins. Not with theft, but with conversation. Number 15. The fake survey con. By the time you reach your gate, you've seen it all. Overpriced sandwiches, delayed flights, and now a friendly stranger with a clipboard asking for just a minute of your time. They look official enough. Neat shirt, laminated badge, maybe even an airport logo that's 90% correct if you don't stare too long. We're conducting a quick passenger satisfaction survey, they say, smiling like they're doing you a favor. So you agree. It's harmless, right? A few questions about cleanliness, check-in times, maybe a rating for staff friendliness. You're halfway through before you realize this survey suddenly needs your full name, email, and phone number. And then they ask for your boarding pass just to verify your flight. If alarm bells aren't ringing yet, they should be. This isn't research, it's data mining, done the old-fashioned way with charm instead of code. Those fake surveys are gold mines for scammers. Personal info, contact details, and travel schedules that can be sold or used for targeted phishing later. Sometimes they even hand you a QR code to enter a prize draw. Congratulations, you just downloaded malware. It's brilliant in a depressing kind of way. Airports have security for bags, liquids, laptops, even belts, but not for curiosity. The scam works because it feels boring. No drama, no risk, just someone pretending to care about your opinion while quietly taking what's useful. And when it's over, they thank you, tear off the fake form, and disappear into the terminal crowd, leaving you with a false sense of helpfulness and a very real spot on someone's spam list. Maybe that's the perfect metaphor for airports. Bright, polite, full of smiles, and absolutely crawling with people who make a living out of your trust.